Well, it's happened again, and this time it's a more sophisticated attack than we've seen before. Helldivers 2 saw hackers break into the systems, screwing with in-game objectives and exposing the anti-cheat and lack of protections. What's happened and how are some of the answers I went in search of and found. If you want to support the channel, smash that subscribe button. If you're on mobile, swipe right to hype the video. Let's dive on in. Okay, I spent the better part of the morning tracking down some answers, and I've tried to piece this together as best I can, but overall, it's not a good look for Helldivers. While in the midst of one of the most successful major content drops we've seen from Arrowhead, and while deep into a campaign versus the cyborgs on Cyberstan, we got hit with another glitch in the Matrix, temporarily taking the Galactic War offline. Now, this was apparently investigated and the war was quickly brought back online, but with a complete reset and rework of our current major order and the strategic opportunity as well. But I'm getting ahead of myself. So to better explain what happened, let's start back at the beginning. Now, a few days ago, we entered Phase 3 of the Valid Pretext operation dubbed the Ground Invasion, where the Helldivers were deployed to the mega factories on Cyberstan in order to destroy them. Overall, the Helldivers were given 6 days to complete this phase of the operation to successfully extract from a Cyberstan mission 25 million times. Remember that number, it's important. Now, on paper, this sounds overly simple and straightforward, but in reality, it's far harder than it sounds. Destroying the objectives is one thing, but when you're met with 4 to 6 Vox engines all within 100 meters of extraction, along with swarms of various bots and Borgs, getting out alive is not always a given. And the wording of the major order matters here. It isn't just to extract with samples or to finish 100% of the mission objectives. Everything here is based on making it onto that shuttle and getting your ass off the planet. Yesterday, which was Thursday the 12th, while Phase 3 of the current major order was ongoing, we received a strategic opportunity objective to kill 4 million Chargers, 3 million Impalers, and 2.5 million Biotitans under the explanation that this would allow xenozoologists to collect their eggs, which would then be sold to high-value citizens, essentially bringing in much-needed war funds for the Galactic War. I spoke about this in last night's video, but overall, the addition of this strategic opportunity was a solid move by Arrowhead. I mean, it really was a W because it actively included the entrenched Bug Diver faction into this Cyberstan campaign. They would be brought into the fold and contributing to the major order for doing what they were already doing and enjoying, killing Terminids. Now, when I last checked in on all the numbers, which I think was mid-afternoon, Thursday the 12th, EST, I think we were somewhere at 8-ish million successful extractions from Cyberstan, and the bug kill counts were doing okay from what I was seeing in terms of projections provided by the Helldivers companion app. By the way, link to that can always be found down in the video description and pinned comment. We were going to be able to keep up our pressure on Cyberstan, and we were going to finish up the Terminid strategic opportunity, with the rewards being the player-loved incendiary Gatling barrage, along with a fresh round of reinforcements added to our Cyberstan war effort. The last thing I remember posting to my Discord was a screenshot of an Impaler surge that had been discovered on 𝗮𝗲𝗃 to aid us in this strategic opportunity. And then it all fell apart. Attention Helldivers, at around 06:15 this morning, we had several players attempt to auto-complete both the major order and strategic order using in-game exploits. We temporarily had to disable the Galactic War whilst our team investigated the cause, but now believe we have addressed this issue. The major order and strategic opportunity have been updated to reflect numbers close to the time the attacks began and have gone live again as we speak. So, what happened? Well, from reports that started coming in, it looks like there was some sticky icky going on inside the game, as we saw from this Reddit post, quote, "Well, there goes the MO," with a screenshot of the major order percentage bar that was going up by insane amounts. Now remember that this MO still had something like 4 days to go, and we needed to make it up to 25 million successful extractions. And when this screenshot was taken, it was showing complete in just over 56 hours, which is just under 2.5 days. The post below the pic says it all though. Looks like John Helldiver has gotten a little overzealous. As of late, by the way, it was 9 million just 15 minutes ago. How about the Terminid kill count strategic opportunity? Well, that one turns out was even worse, as somehow we had rocketed up to complete all 3 of these Chargers, Impalers, and Bile Titan kills in far, far less time than it should have taken. And again, players were crying foul. Something was sus here, as the comment down below reads, quote, "Probably hackers being little rats that they are messing up the fun for everybody." And from there, we landed at the community manager's message that the Galactic War had been halted and then restarted once the problem was discovered. Now, me being me, I made inquiries around the community as to how this could have happened, because we've seen this in the past when past major orders to collect samples or to kill a certain number of an enemy type have fallen prey to this kind of outside influence. And I got some answers for you. And at least from the information I was able to find, this is more complex than just being a game guard issue. Although, if Helldivers did use a more competent anti-cheat detection program, these hacks may have been defeated. Let's start off with the Terminid kill count strategic opportunity and how those kill counts shot off like a rocket much faster than they should have. Well, that seems to be down to cheaters modifying their kill counts to huge values before extracting. By doing so and extracting, the game then logs the kills, and they were able to complete the Terminid portion of this story almost instantly. I started off with this piece of info because it is much like what we've seen them deploy in the past. These hackers drop into a mission, they modify the stats before they extract, and then they let the game add the modified totals to the game's overall kill counts. We've seen this happen in the past with previous kill count and sample collection major orders. I mean, it's a known hack to us, especially if you've been with Helldivers ever since the game dropped. But I wanted to say the second of these issues, specifically the one to do with the extractions on Cyberstan, is far more sophisticated. You see, there's apparently no failsafe in place in the backend to prevent someone from completing a mission, say up to 1 million times, and essentially from the server's perspective, that's what these hackers actually did. In tech terms, they deployed what's called a replay attack, spamming the server with mission complete over and over and over again, which then led to the massive percentage gains we saw for the Cyberstan MO, going up by well over 1 million in something like 15 minutes. Now, there's 3 points to kind of finish up this part of yesterday's hack that need to be stated here. First, this was pulled off by bad actors, players using external software to hack the systems. Secondly, if GameGuard was competent and doing its job, in theory, this would not have happened. But this is not entirely on the beleaguered anti-cheat because, point number 3 here, the back-end structure of the game itself is also at fault, allowing for this kind of attack to not only happen, but to be exploited in such a manner. From there, you now see the current results in-game once the hacks and exploits were identified, and of course everything was reset, and we got this latest operational advisory. Falsified mission data has been traced to dissidents corrupted by automaton lies. The offenders have been volunteered to beta test 𝗛𝗆𝗃𝗀𝗃𝗃 biosafety protocols. This exemplifies the magnanimity of Super Earth. Even the disloyal may find redemption by contributing to scientific progress. To ensure fleet-wide integrity, Helldivers must now complete full operations to progress the major order. Proceed with your orders. Defection will not be tolerated. Now, this attack and reset has also understandably pissed off parts of the Helldiver player base because of not only the reset, but it's also down to the point that we didn't need any help from these hackers in the first place. Sure, the kill counts were enormous, but with the bug divers hitting their favorite faction and with the rest of us logged on and hitting Cyberstan, it, may have been down to the wire, but the general consensus is that we would have pulled through and completed both in the required time. Instead, we've now seen the major order reset and modified to just over 4 days to complete 8 million operations on Cyberstan, which, yes, has been modified from our original 25 million successful extractions. Likewise, the strategic opportunity was also reset to now just 2 million Chargers, 1 million Impalers, and 1 million Bile Titans. Plus, take a look at this. They've added on an additional requirement that we have to complete 150,000 operations versus the Terminids, which is where we kind of stand as of now. Obviously, with more kill counts and operations now posting to the game since I grabbed this footage. But I'd like to weigh in here on the situation with some of my thoughts and feedback, which I'm sure you're going to do down in the comment section as well. Cyberstan, the Borgs, the whole Machinery of Oppression major content update was exactly what a lot of the player base has been asking for. And to their credit, Arrowhead actually pulled it off. Yes, it's got some technical issues, especially with clipping and random explosions, mostly centered on the Vox engines. But for the most part, Cyberstan is tough, it's gritty, and it's providing the kind of challenge players have been wanting. And when compared to the Into the Untested update, Cyberstan is a complete 180. To see this kind of crap happen while Helldivers is riding one of its seriously high "we're so back" moments makes the entire thing sting 100 times harder. Is it game guard? Is it their technical backend structure and protections? Man, I don't know enough about all of that to answer with 100% certainty. But from what I'm told, it is both. And the blame is shared across both of those items. This shit is getting old, man. Players showing up weeks before a war bond drops, sporting unreleased gear sets and weapons while hitting random matchmaker parties. Sample MOs getting hacked in the past. Kill count MOs getting hacked in the past. We've got a kernel level anti-cheat in the game that is not capable of preventing cheats. This has to stop. I'm not trying to start a premature witch hunt or throw in a hot take on GameGuard, but we know it is woefully inadequate. I don't know, maybe it's time that we replace this crap? But we've also got to point at these backdoor access items that allow for things like a replay attack to be orchestrated against the game servers. I love Helldivers, you love Helldivers, and so it makes something like this that has nothing to do with me, you, or the average everyday player hurt that much more. Arrowhead, it's time to close those exploits and lock all the gates while putting a more robust guard on duty because, like I said earlier, this shit's getting old. But here's where I lean on you to provide some feedback down in the comment section. Is enough enough? What could be done? And if you have any thoughts on it, please drop a comment. If you happen to like the video, please hit subscribe and ring the notifications bell to receive my future upload alerts. If you're on mobile, please swipe right to hype this video. Thanks goes out to all of my hardcore channel members and how they show up day in and day out to support the channel. Until the next one, this is 𝗛𝗲𝗹𝗶𝘀𝗀𝗏 signing off.